Hello. So before going to the tier list, we have to talk about the leaks and rumors. So it seems Sinclair, Viper, Yamato and Viscus are getting art update. So which is very exciting. And usually what happens is these type of leaks are something we can just take with a grain of salt. But this is very believable because these are the heroes that require art change. So of course they are going to change them. And we already knew that Valve is working on all of these heroes art updates. So yeah, this is very believable, and this is also very interesting with behind the scenes that what was the previous iteration of Paige, Goatpunk. Honestly, Goatpunk is such a badass name, and Drifter. So actually Paige looks like a homeless person with all this hair, so thank god they changed the hairstyle. And Goatpunk actually looks very much similar to what he looked, so I think the art style or the art update actually made him look even better. The only thing is, Drifter looks like an absolute hobo. Like, look at this. What the hell is that profile, dude? Like, what the hell is that? Now, the thing is, I love this coat though. Like, this looks so nice. So, yeah. So, they changed the coat. They changed the hands. So, the hands are a lot bigger in the final release. I don't think it is still even final. The game is not even out yet. But I think, yeah, we will see. But these are the behind the scenes. This is a very interesting and informative information basically. So yeah, let's actually get back to the tier list. Now forget about all of these. Let me actually just full screen this. So let's start with the unfinished heroes. I think Bebop is still unfinished. I think Valve doesn't know what to do with Bebop. I remember like few months ago they were like patching Bebop every few days basically. So I don't think they know what to do with Bebop. So I'm interested in seeing what the final version of Bebop is going to be. So I don't think Great Allen is also finished, and similarly again, Sinclair, Viscus, Viper and Yamato are not finished. Especially Yamato literally looks like a completely different alien. So I'm really excited to see what the art updates are going to be. And again, these should be happening in the Halloween update basically. So yeah, I'm very much excited. So let's go with B tier. In the B tier, I only have two heroes, and that is very unfortunate, but I don't think they fit that well, and that is Kelvin and Warden. I love the Warden's backstory though. I think it is very interesting that his entire family already knew about Milestone and all the supernatural elements before they even happened. So they knew what to do and how to counter certain things, right? So Warden is already preparing to stop the ritual from happening, and his entire goal to join the ritual is to stop the patrons from summoning to the earth. So that is a very badass story. I think I'm going to talk about a lore video. I'm very much excited to talk about it and all my theories. So I think what is going to happen is someone is going to be the catalyst of the starting of this ritual from happening. And at the end of, let's imagine if Valve is doing this hypothetical web series or movie, then I think Warden is the he's the main hero that will stop the ritual from happening. So I think he is going to be one of the most important characters in the story, but I do not like the design. The main reason is they don't fit that well with the entire occult noir element of Deadlock, and that's my biggest gripe with these two characters. At least with Warden, the story is good. They just need to change his art style, I would say. He looks like a royal guard, and that's my problem. Is royal guards and Warden, like, is Warden a royal guard? It's not somewhere, like I didn't read it anywhere. So yeah, I'm very much interested in seeing what the hell is with this getup or setup basically. So yeah, I'm interested in seeing what happens with Warden. But yeah, I think he's going to be a very important character, but I don't like the design. Similarly, actually opposite of Warden is Kelvin. I don't actually care about his story. It's very uninteresting unfortunately, and his look again does not fit the art style of Deadlock. So yeah, I don't like him that much either. Going in S tier are a lot of heroes. So let's start with Calico, Drifter, Holliday, Lady Geist, Moen Krill, Paige, Pocket and Victor. Again, A tier doesn't mean they are bad, but I think they are very simple when compared to all of these heroes, which feel very complicated and so cool looking. But again, this is not a bad thing. I love their designs, especially Calico. The main reason is, of course, she is very complicated to look at, but I think the art style is still not finished. I'm going to wait for that. I think Ava still look very unfinished, and yeah, I'm going to be very much interested in seeing like what is her final look going to be. But I think the backstory of Calico being this assassin it's a very badass thing. Like, she went from being a core member of Baxter Society to becoming an assassin, right? Like, that's very interesting backstory, and I'm loving to see what her art style is going to be. Drifter is the most not generic, but he's the most simplest looking hero right now. I don't think he is a hero. I think he's a villain. But yeah, he's just supposed to be a killer, and he does not care about his appearance. And yeah, it's very much on point to what Valve is going for. So it's not that interesting. Again, not interesting in the sense like it looks good. Sorry, it looks good. I'm pretty sorry, I'm stuttering a lot. But yeah, he looks good. But again, very simple. Holliday, on the other hand, I think she should be going in S tier. Like, the main reason, she's a sheriff and all of that, yeah, that's not that interesting. The thing is, she's a tomboy, dude. Mo and Krill is very simple. I love the story between Mo and Krill and Wraith is that, they owe her $50 to Wraith. So when Wraith joined, I don't know what to call Wraith or Wraith. So I'm just going to call her Wraith. So I'm really sorry if the pronunciation is wrong. But I love the implication that, when Wraith joined the ritual, she just told them, hey, just join the ritual. And because they owed Wraith some $50 or something, so they just joined. So that's a very silly and comedic story. I love it. Yeah, I don't think there needs to be a lot of complicated story, at least for now. So yeah, I love the story. I love how they look. The only problem is I don't know what Krill is supposed to be. Is he supposed to be a goblin? I really don't know. But yeah, let's move to Paige. Paige, again, very similar. Like, she's supposed to be a nerd, and that's what she looks like, and there is nothing else to it. So yeah, let's just move on. Pocket, on the other hand, same. I mean, like, a very much like a normal guy. But his looks, especially his coat and everything, it looks very unique and it looks so cool. And all of his abilities are again very interesting, but I will still keep him in A tier. Victor, on the other hand, is completely unique. It's because I already know him from Ben 10, which is Frankenstrike. Victor is of course very unique, right? Like, he has these stitched parts, and especially this right arm is a supernatural thing, and he's covered by these barbed wires. But the problem is, I already know these electrical powers from Frankenstrike. So for me, it didn't feel new for me, right? So that's why I'm keeping him in A tier. It's a very interesting take on Frankenstein, but I already seen this type of thing before. And again, it's not a bad thing, right? Like, him looking very similar to Frankenstrike, it's not a bad thing at all. I'm just saying it looks nothing new to me. That's why I'm keeping him in A tier. And on top of that, the thing that sells Victor is his dialogue. He's sometimes comedic, sometimes very depressing and very emo. So yeah, he's very fun to just be around with. I think he's a very nice guy. That's one thing that is very clear, that he is genuinely very good guy, and he wants to pay respect to all the parts that he has, right? And that's the thing that sets him apart from other heroes, that he's genuinely very similar to Ivy and Dynamo and Goo Boy. He's very nice guy. So that's one thing that I love about Victor. So yeah, I'm just going to keep him in A tier because this is all about designs. So all of these heroes are S tier, so I don't think it's necessary to keep him in, I'm just going to keep them in S tier. So thankfully I kept all of them. So again, Holliday, she's a tomboy. That's a great point, honestly. Let's talk about Lady Geist. I think Lady Geist has a potential to be the best villain in Deadlock. So why am I saying Lady Geist is supposed to be a villain? The thing is, I'm taking Arcane as an inspiration. I know it's not supposed to be Deadlock and Arcane, League of Legends are completely different. I know that, but the way, the Arcane made Victor the villain, it was so interesting to watch. So I think, with all the information that I have regarding Lady Geist, is that it can be super interesting to see what how far can she go in the pursuit of youth, right? Like, in pursuit of time, basically. She, at least for now, from what we know, that she's afraid to be, dying as an old person. So that's why she trapped Oathkeeper in her hand, basically, right? But that's like such a generic story, right? So what if, the thing is, yeah, she did marry a rich guy. His name is Geist. I completely forgot the name of that guy. Yeah, Johann Geist. So she married Johann Geist, and she took his name, basically, the Geist. So, it would be so interesting that, she started spreading her entire influence in multiple different avenues. She started opening, different industries, right? So she is not only powerful in terms of status, but also in terms of wealth, basically. And now, as she's aging, she's afraid to lose all of that power, right? So what she does is she actually creates a contract with Oathkeeper but backstabs him basically. So that's a general lore. I will actually talk in depth about what my idea of Lady Geist is in my later videos, but I think this can be a thing, right? Like imagine this. So what happens is now as time goes by, Oathkeeper is actually growing restless, right? So he actually is mutilating her parts of body, especially her right arm. So she cannot go to public events, right? So she has to, previously what used to happen, again, this is just theoretical. So before, he actually started doing all these abomination things, she used to cover her arm with the help of a glove. But now she cannot do that because there are huge nails and it doesn't look humane at all, right? So now she's afraid like, shit, I cannot keep up my appearance, right? So what she does is the extreme level of summoning the patrons. I think Lady Geist should be the one to start the catalyst of the summoning of patrons. I think that's when patrons will know about, okay, that's a huge spoiler, but okay, I think that's where patrons will get to know that, okay, there is something with the earth, let's actually look into it. And that's when they start influencing people to actually fight for this ritual, right? I think she's supposed to be the catalyst, like because of her greed to stay alive, she starts the ritual, right? Like that can be a very interesting thing. And the thing is, I hope Valve is ready to make some of the characters as villains. Like Drifter can be a very cool villain, and again I think Lady Geist should be a villain because it makes zero sense if every hero is actually a hero. Like it makes it very stale. So that's my only problem. But keeping the story aside, when it comes to character designs, I think she looks great, right? Like this is a very interesting character. The only problem is the gun. When someone pointed out in the Reddit that the previous pocket gun was far more fitting to her, that's when I realized like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, right? Like she's supposed to hide this gun and only use it whenever it feels necessary. So this huge desert eagle, it makes zero sense. So I hope Valve changes that. So apart from that, she looks great. So Abrams is very cool looking, of course, and he's the biggest character actually when it comes to hitbox in Deadlock, at least for now. So yeah, he's very huge, but at the same time he looks so cool. Now when it comes to lore, I will be talking about him in my separate video. So yeah, keeping him aside, I think he looks very cool, definitely an S tier. Billy looks very cool, but there is not a lot about his lore, so it is very vague. So I will leave him right now, but the look is very cool. Doorman. I think you already saw this, but there are very interesting, mods for Doorman. And it is, of course, Doorman is not a human. He is supposed to be some ethereal being, like a monster or an alien. We don't know what that is, but it is so interesting, right? They took one of the most unusual look, unusual in a good way. Usually what happens in Deadlock, what we have seen, not this shot again, no, sorry, but let's take some, masculine heroes like Drifter or Abrams or even, Pocket, Victor, Lash, Infernus, all of them are kind of masculine in some way or another, right? Not Doorman. Doorman is kind of mix between masculine and feminine, and it is so interesting. If you are a bi, I think you will love Doorman, so I will leave that point right there. But I think, again, look at this dude. He has these eyelashes and he looks both handsome and beautiful at the same time, right? It's so interesting. But yeah, I love the design. I think it's such an interesting look, right? So yeah, I think Doorman is definitely an S tier worthy. Dynamo, again, nothing extras to, what the hell, I'm really sorry, I'm stuttering a lot. Nothing extras to stay, oh my god, dude. Okay, I'm really sorry. Nothing extras to say. Okay, got it. So yeah, I think he looks very cute, very nice, and him having very cozy talk with other characters is very heartwarming. He's a very good dude. Haze, again, very interesting character. Nothing else to say. Again, the same goes for Infernus. Very badass looking. Ivy is, I think, again, very similarly, I talked about her in one of my videos. I think Valve is definitely going for this Spider-Man kind of aesthetic with Ivy in Deadlock universe, and that's not a bad thing. I think an uplifting hero in such a, different aesthetic is very interesting to look at. And I think Ivy will be the cozy part about Deadlock. I think a lot of people will love Ivy if the game does go to public. So yeah, I think Ivy is one of the most interesting looking characters, and yeah, she is very cool looking. Lash, nothing a lot to say, he's Lash. McGinnis, yeah, the thing is, I said that I'm keeping minimal looking or simplistic looking heroes in A tier, right? And she's supposed to go down, but her comic version is wow, dude. I don't have a lot to say apart from the fact that yeah, she looks so damn cool. So I'm just going to keep her there. Mina, she looks very cool. She looks the most sassiest of all the other characters, and I love it. I don't hate it. So yeah, I think I was thinking that I might hate her because of all the sassiness basically, but I actually like that tsundere-esque factor about Mina. But yeah, she looks very nice. Mirage, actually, if you know about his old look, he got the biggest uplift basically, and he looks very cool. And his lore being a bodyguard to a Jinn, that is very interesting, and him shouting for the Jinn is also very nice. So yeah, I think he is very, very cool. Paradox, man, I think Paradox is one of the most mesmerizing heroes basically. Like all her animations are so cool looking, like it looks so smooth, and I think that's the point, right? Like Paradox is supposed to be this grand thief, like whatever they are going to steal, they are just going to make a grand heist, right? So they are show type thieves basically. So yeah, for that type of hero, creating these smooth, beautiful animations are like, yeah, she looks so cool and her animations are absolutely awesome. The same goes for 7. His animations are also insane, and yeah, I love 7 as well, the way he looks. And again, I actually talked about him very similarly in one of my videos. I think he is supposed to be this emo or tsundere type of character, but I think emo will go to Victor for now. I think he is a tsundere character, and Mina is a sassy character. Now Shiv is my most favorite character. I think he looks like a JoJo character, and I don't hate it at all. I love this look. He is the most cool looking hero. So yeah, I love Shiv. Vindicta looks very cool. I think she got a very huge update after the art update basically, and she looks even better. And Wraith, damn dude, look, those metal arms are so damn cool. Like that is such an interesting idea, and they nailed it. And I love Wraith, how she looks and everything. So yeah, I'm just going to stop here. I think I just got all of my points, and I'm really excited to talk about all the Deadlock backstories and what my thinking or my thought process is. I'm trying to be a story writer. That's my main goal, and it's kind of interesting to see what my vision is, like not my vision, but my thinking process and what Valve is thinking. So we will see, but I am very much interested in talking about the lore and everything in my next video. So I hope you're excited about that. But if you enjoyed this video, then please consider liking and subscribing. And if you have anything to talk about, or if you did not like certain parts about what I said, about maybe Kelvin or Warden or any other thing, then again, just tell me. And if you are okay, if you have time, then please tell me what are your favorite heroes. At least top 5 favorite heroes. So yeah, I am just going to leave it here. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care of your health, sleep well, and also I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, sleep well, and bye bye.